January 22nd, 1973, a date which has shaped the culture in America ever since. For over 30 years, the words Roe versus Wade have symbolized to many the failure of our system to stop the systematic destruction of an entire generation,
and has been a call to action for those
who are committed to overturning this terrible injustice. On February 18, 1991, the state of Maryland signed into law an abortion bill that went far beyond Roe versus Wade. Pro-lifers mounted an all-out effort to rescind the law, but the proposition failed, leaving Maryland with one of the most extreme abortion statutes in the United States. Because of the wide range of social, economic, and political challenges that abortion creates, it is impractical for a single entity to handle all the needs when dealing with abortion issues. Therefore, the pro-life movement in Maryland is comprised of various groups, each representing part of a vast range of religious and secular-based organizations, which varies from education to legislation and activism to offering abortion alternative services to women and families. This diversity is one of the movement's great strengths, but it also has its disadvantages. Pro-life groups are often limited by financial, legal, and other restrictions and find themselves ineffective against the massive funding and organization of the abortion lobby. For instance, groups that offer crisis pregnancy services, because of their nonprofit nature, are legally restricted from organizing an effectual campaign to challenge any adverse legislation that may be proposed against them. Meanwhile, the pro-aborts have rallied behind a single organization, NARAL, and their multi-million-dollar campaign to perpetuate the culture of abortion in Maryland, and indeed the United States. The Maryland March for Life is a non-denominational grassroots organization made up of a myriad of pro-life and pro-family groups in the state of Maryland. The Maryland March for Life does not seek to replace the pro-life groups throughout the state, but rather works with the existing groups and strengthens them by facilitating better cooperation and communication where groups can benefit from each other's strengths and present a united front in our struggle against abortion. Consider for a moment what we're up against. Abortion in Maryland is not just a misguided movement. It is an industry. Not only do they turn a considerable profit selling their ill-fated services, but receive millions every year in state subsidies. They enjoy a favorable press and have powerful collaborators in the highest offices in government. The pro-life movement is funded on what meager support we can get through charitable donations. The press is slanted against us, and many in the government seek to silence our voices through draconian legislation. We are underfunded, undermanned, and yet the movement refuses to lie down and die. The Maryland March for Life promotes funding for our organizations by offering a forum at our yearly march where they can showcase their groups' unique features and raise public awareness to the existence of these organizations. For months before the march, groups meet in Annapolis to coordinate with lobby groups and other organizations to formulate a theme for the march that will promote the legislation being proposed. Speakers and special guests are invited that have an ability to articulate the pro-life message. Our Public Relations Committee works to get the word out to media outlets to inform and motivate pro-lifers to action. Various committees handle logistics and operations and communicate with various agencies to ensure that every march is a success. Every year, the march commences at St. Mary's Church.
Catholic and non-denominational religious services will be held.
The participants then gather together for the march, which proceeds through Annapolis to the State House. At the State House, legislators, speakers, and special guests rally together to inform and excite the marchers as to the direction our fight will take this year. Afterward, marchers proceed to the State House and are recognized during a regular session of the State's Assembly to encourage pro-life lawmakers to keep up the fight. Immediately following the rally, marchers are invited back to St. Mary's Church for refreshments and to give marchers a chance to meet with legislators and other groups. A special display area is offered to groups to enlist more supporters and to distribute information about their organizations. Pro-lifers come in many shapes and sizes, and the Maryland March for Life recognizes that no one organization or approach is going to appeal to everyone. The march allows a broad range of the pro-life organizations to keep their identities and still have a chance to work together toward a common goal. A list of some of the participating organizations from the Maryland March for Life shows the broad diversity of the groups and is testimony to the effectiveness of this yearly event. Bringing everyone together, activists, legislators, and organizations, is what the Maryland March for Life is all about. Because we realize that when we act as one, the pro-life movement can be a more effective force in shaping public policy and opinion. For more information on how you or your organization can be a part of the Maryland March for Life, give us a call or visit us on the web.